basically the man.
I am the man. I've knew that.
And not in a Richard Blackwood way.
I've got the same initials. Come on, perhaps I am the new Richie Blackwood.
You are the most powerful, you're...
Demographic, I'm a white man.
Yeah.
I've got loads
You're
of
not
money.
an outsider.
I am a bit because of the revolution. Come on.
The revolution which will never happen.
It might. Oh, right, that's what Matt says. There will be
It will never happen because you'll be busy. Somebody else could do it.
Who, though? Who's got the charm, the charisma, the style, the finesse, the je ne sais quoi? No one's that into it. No one's into it enough. No one will commit. Look, I'll get myself to a night. This is, my plan. You might not be into it, Si.
I'm into it. Go on.
I'm going to get really, really, really famous, right?
How much more famous do you want to be?
So that everyone knows who I am. Then I'm going to go, this has all been a bit daft, hasn't it? Life. I've read a book. Apparently we've got a whole new system. Then I'm going to set up these series of Soviets where people live without currency or without religion, but sort of without a kind of a very vague, non-specific idea of unity, peace, meditation, vegetarianism. It has to be vague. If you listen to any political speech, whether it's Hitler, Blair, Kennedy, you've got to be vague, because otherwise people go, well, how will you do that? Who's going to collect the bins? Just be vague, and then set up a whole new system, probably the first one on an island, then recreate that all over the shop.
But who will collect the bins?
Well, I don't know. We'll probably have compost, actually. And
so everything's recyclable.
Everything's recyclable, and then there's compost.
But won't you have an urge? I'm imagining.
Yeah, go on.
Because I saw that Joan Rivers lady the other night, 75 on the stage, and she said, I have to do this.
Yeah.
I think you will be like that. You'll have to just perform for the rest of your life until you die.
That be my speeches that I give. There'll be because I was watching Obama doing a speech, and I was thinking, well, this is a bloody good speech,
good,
but not as good as me. That's what I was thinking. So, man, I'm not saying I'll think up the policies. I'm just I'll be very much the Freddie Mercury front man. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, look,
I'm well up for it. I'm already controversial. It's a bloody good start. All I've got to do now, get a few causes together. Bish bash bosh, revolution. It will happen. It's inevitable, really. I don't even have to do anything. It's happening. I'm just riding a stream. Some swami told me my ego and narcissism are gifts from God that I can use in the service of revolution. I drifted off after that. It's just something that seemed important, but I came on the telly and I don't know, I got distracted. Okay, so anyway, listen to Gardner's Question Time. You know perfectly well that there's a better way of solving that gay problem. Here's another one. M from Manchester. He says, Russ, I need some help. I'm a young man with a huge libido like yourself. I find it hard to be in a monogamous relationship, therefore don't enter very often. I fell in love with a beautiful Brazilian transsexual. I'm bisexual. So once we did a show where we really attacked bisexuals because we thought, say we went, bisexuality's wrong, bloody bis, right? Because you sort of think, where's the reaction regroup to that? Because you sort of unite. It's just cake and eat it society.
What?
Well, if you're bisexual...
What's wrong with you?
Well, you can't... But bisexual is just saying I want to have it off with everyone. Oh, that's nice. That's convenient, mate.
This is like comedy from the 80s.
No.
Why is this nonsense?
No,
bisexuals are people.
Yeah, I know they are, but you can't but I just thought it was kind of funny. Imagine the idea of
under the
solidarity
irony umbrella, the Jimmy Carr irony umbrella, where everything goes.
Yeah, and but also in a legitimate way. You couldn't go, we bisexuals, we have a hard time because it's sort of
they do have a hard time.
Yeah, but that we generally catered for in the homosexual arena for that kind of militant activism.
Insane.
Go on then, tell me what the specific problems are of bisexuality that aren't generally covered by. Oh, it's just prejudice against people not having a conventional sexuality.
Because not only are you part of an oppressed minority, you're not even part of one of them. You're split between two. And
Good.
You don't feel like you belong.
But what a payoff! You can have it off with anyone. That's a theoretical idea.
You could be a really horrifically ugly bisexual, and also it's not about having it off. You ultimately want love, and so you find love with one person. Then there's still urges for another gender entirely. Very difficult.
They do need some sort of group, I will admit that. But they can have a group if they want, these guys. But what we'll say is, come on, they're having a hell of a... They're laughing at us, aren't they, the bis, really? They're having a jolly good laugh at our expense. They're out there, I'm an ugly bi, and all I want is love. If you're an ugly... That's just... Well, I don't understand what that's got to do with bisexuality. What we're in a loving relationship, and then you just decide... That's the same as me, except the person I want to have it off with will always be a woman. That's not specific to their sexuality.
I would agree that, yes. But essentially... it's innate, and that you shouldn't.
Yeah, but I know it's innate. But like, everything's like loads of things are innate. That don't mean you can't have a jolly good chuckle about them, as long as you're not sort of being like.
Why, but why are you saying they're greedy? You don't want to have sex with men. Why is it affecting your life at all?
Now listen to this. Come on, let's solve this lovely bi fella's problem.
Let's solve this problem.
I fell in love with a beautiful.
Is he a black bi fella? Because then we go to the guy in the corner of the room. He doesn't even get a microphone.
He's poet laureate. He don't need a microphone. He's concentrating on his poem.
Yeah.
Which you'll see at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Now, come on, listen to this.
Like putting someone on the back of a bus. Not even a microphone.
We've already done that poem. We've done Rosa Parks. She's been mentioned, dealt with. She's made a bloody good stand. Ironically, because what she wanted is a seat. I fell in love, says M from Manchester, with a beautiful Brazilian transsexual. I'm bisexual, but generally I have straight relationships. We are not yet, me and the Brazilian I've just mentioned, in a monogamous relationship. My transsexual GF girlfriend is now illegal in this country due to a visa. If she is caught and deported, she is unlikely to ever get a visa again, and we'll never see each other. I will be torn away from her, and I love her. Hello. I'll be torn away from one of the few people I've ever loved by British immigration. I have the choice to marry her, so she may get a UK passport. However, I'm worried that she may be using me for the passport. If things weren't complicated enough, she works as an adult actress, does that mean porn, probably, and is accustomed to using sex to get what she wants, definitely. I've been hurt before in relationships, ain't we all, dear? What shall I do? Shall I marry her? But if I do, it may spell the end of our relationship, as she may then achieved her objective and no longer want me. I wish to remain anonymous due to the illegal nature of my problem. Michael, or is it Dave from Manchester? Well, what a tricky and, may I say, sexy problem. What are we going to do, Si? It's down to us, it's you and me. We're at the cold face of problems here. This is a problem about love. It's not about gender, it's not about sex, it's not about what I see is a sort of a Brazilian hermaphrodite in a sort of a sparkly sequin dress with all plumed feathers on, sort of going cha-cha-cha, cha-cha-cha across his bedroom floor with, with all the kit, everything you'd want.
Is she pre-op?
I didn't mention that,
No, okay.
But let's say pre-op.
Well, this is about love. It's about love, and can he trust her? I'd say if he has doubts about trust, then he can't trust her.
I sort of think, like, from our perspective, though, either way, it's not going to really affect me. So I say marry this transsexual, because that would be much better to see what happens. If he doesn't marry her, she goes back to Brazil. Pfft, that's no fun. Marry her.
Marry her.
And then we'll see what happens on the show next week. Get them in. Get them right in, I say. Well, you say because it's about love, be all sensible, don't marry, you might get hurt. But then, life, you're going to get hurt. You're going to die.
I was going to say marry and see what happens. But I thought you might say that.
You're so sensible. You're such a lovely broadcaster, Simon.
Thanks.
What I think, actually...
And human.
Well, I've not noticed. I don't know. I try to see you in terms of a professional project.
Last time, so I met your flat the other evening.
Yeah.
And I thought, it's nice to go and see Russell.
Yeah.
A woman peels out of the bedroom. I've got to make polite conversation with her while you go and talk to David Baddiel on the phone for half an hour. What happened to our dinner?
I did give you a dinner.
Oh, yeah, sort of some cardboard boxes. You slap some organic vegetarian food on a plate.
Delicious.
And then you want me to clear it away?
You didn't contribute. You just sat there. But I think, hold on, mate. I know you well enough. You do a bit of tidying up if you come round for dinner, and to oblige you to talk to a woman that you now know as well as I do. Having spoken to her for half an hour, which is actually more than I've ever done. Wow. Was she nice? What sort of a person?
She was really nice.
Was she, honestly?
You should sleep with her.
Oh, well. I took care of that.
All in all, this is a very good show.
I mean, it's brilliant. This is avant-garde. This is it. This is
very
the
good of
future
you
of
to do it
broadcasting.
every week as well.
Isn't it? All the pressure I'm under with work.
Yeah.
I'm doing different films. I come here out of good faith and what I can only describe as an exorbitant wage and do this show. Fan the Ting Tings, Simon Amstell sort of thing people say on a radio show, and here it is happening.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, fun,
Get
right?
into it.
Yeah.
I see them at VMA Awards. Nice they were. So I believe...
How did that go, the VMA Awards?
The VMA Awards, yes. It was fantastic fun, very good. Launched me as a star, got me a lot of film roles. A bit of controversy from the Republican right and the Christians. Probably, I won't mention it, but just to quickly tell you this from the Daily Mail. Russell Brand has not been sleeping... This is news, actual news, not like... This is not a novel. Russell Brand has not been sleeping well. During times of stress, he is prone to grind his teeth at night, which keeps him awake. The purpose-made gum shield he wears to bed is not helping. His friends say late nights at his rented house in Hollywood have seen the British comic slumped in front of the television, flicking channels, his trademark tumbleweed hair flat and lank,